Imagine this. If I showed you this image and told you it's an angel, would you believe me? Or would you look at it and think, what a weird thing? Well, believe it or not, this could be a representation of an angel. Most people only think about the classic angels, those with bright light, sweet faces, and fluffy wings. But what almost no one knows is that there are other types of angels completely different. Some are dark and have truly terrifying missions. To destroy mortals, bring chaos, and believe it or not, they can be scarier than demons. Yes, that's right. Today we're diving into these angels that can even give the devil chills. Oh, and do you know where the word angel comes from? It's from the Greek angelos, which means messenger. But, as you'll see, not all messengers are good. Ready? Let's go. Before we continue, have you checked if you are subscribed to the channel? This way you don't miss any news about this mystery and other incredible stories to come. Azrael, whose name means helper of God, or the one God helps, is a very important figure in several religions such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. He is known as the angel of death or destruction. But hold on, it doesn't mean he's evil. In many stories, Azrael is seen as the one who guides the souls of the dead on their journey. On the other hand, there are accounts where he wields terrifying power, acting under God's command to renew life on earth by removing what needs to change. His mission is clear: to fulfill God's will, whether by collecting souls or delivering punishment to sinners. But no matter the chaos he might bring, Azrael always places his loyalty to God above everything else. His appearance is just as astonishing. He's often depicted as the classic image of death, a figure dressed in a black robe with a hood and holding a scythe. According to Muslims, Azrael has an incredible 70,000 feet, 4,000 wings, and a body covered in eyes and tongues, representing every living person on earth. Oh, and he also has 4 faces and is so enormous that he surpasses the very heavens. What a colossal being, right? Abaddon is a name full of meaning. In Hebrew, it means angel of the abyss, and in Greek, he's called Apollyon, which means destroyer. This angel is completely tied to the idea of punishment and destruction. Do you know why? He lost his place in heaven because he loved destroying things. Because of that, he's known as the destroyer. Abaddon appears in several significant stories. It's said that he was summoned by Moses to bring disasters upon Egypt, causing destruction through natural catastrophes. In Revelation, in the New Testament, he is described as the king of the locusts, mentioned in Revelation 9:11, when the 5th trumpet is sounded. The Bible says, "The 5th angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen from the sky to the earth. The star was given the key to the shaft of the abyss. When he opened the abyss, smoke rose from it like the smoke of a gigantic furnace. The sun and sky were darkened by the smoke from the abyss, and out of the smoke locusts came down on the earth and were given power like that of scorpions of the earth." Imagine that. Locusts that sting like scorpions. That's terrifying, right? Although the Bible doesn't describe Abaddon's appearance, in popular culture he's imagined as a terrifying figure. A giant angel with black eyes, a mouth full of sharp teeth, and a somewhat insect-like form. He's often depicted wearing black armor with dark wings, which only makes him even more frightening. Can you imagine encountering a being like that? Azazel is a fascinating and controversial angel. He is known for teaching humans how to create weapons like swords, knives, and armor. His purpose? To introduce war to humanity and cause destruction. Because of this, Azazel is closely associated with wrath, anger, and violence. He's also said to have been the leader of a group of fallen angels who were attracted to human women. These angels came to earth to be with them, and from these unions, giants were born, known as the Nephilim. Imagine that, angels and humans giving rise to enormous, powerful beings. In the Hebrew Bible, Azazel is mentioned 3 times, primarily in a ritual called Yom Kippur, which took place during the time of the Temple in Jerusalem. In this ritual, 2 goats were offered. One was sacrificed to God, and the other was sent into the wilderness as an offering to Azazel, carrying the sins of the people with it. Azazel's appearance is described differently depending on the tradition. In some, he is portrayed as an old man with a long beard and hair covering wounds all over his body. In others, he is seen as a fair and just angel, completely opposite to his darker depictions. The Book of Enoch adds even more intrigue to his story. Azazel is said to have taught angels how to harm one another and helped human women use cosmetics to make themselves more attractive. He's often described as charming and charismatic, but played a significant role in humanity's corruption. The interpretations of Azazel vary widely across different traditions, religions, and cultures. In some, he is the source of all sin and evil. In others, he is a just angel who was misunderstood. It all depends on the perspective of the storyteller. In the end, Azazel is one of many complex figures blending myth, legend, and faith. One thing is clear. He remains central to stories that shape the ideas of good, evil, and the consequences of free will for humanity. Kokabiel is an angel full of mysteries and curiosities. He is mentioned as one of the 20 leaders of the 200 fallen angels in the Book of Enoch and is said to command a massive army of 365,000 demons. But wait, he's also portrayed differently in the Book of Azrael, where he's described as a holy angel. See how interpretations can vary? His name, translated from Hebrew, means Star of God. And it makes sense because he was the one who taught humans about the stars, what we now call astrology. Back then, people knew way more about this than we do today. According to the stories, he was the one who brought all this knowledge to humanity. However, this kind of wisdom wasn't supposed to be accessible to mortals. That's where he might have crossed the line. Besides teaching about the stars, Kokabiel also shared knowledge in fields like mathematics, physics, and chemistry to help humans understand the origins and evolution of the universe. Sounds pretty cool, right? But it seems this was considered wrong because he revealed knowledge that wasn't meant for us. Now his appearance is something else. The Sumerians described him as a giant humanoid, about 300 meters tall, faceless, genderless, and with 6 black wings. Can you imagine a being like that? Maybe he got upset with the punishments he received. Who knows, maybe he thought, "Oh, really? I'm trying to help, and you punish me? Fine then. I'll teach only bad things now." Kokabiel is one of those characters that makes you wonder, was he trying to help or cause trouble? Either way, his story shows how powerful knowledge can be, for both good and evil. Mastema is an angel with a story full of mystery and, well, not exactly good vibes. His name comes from Hebrew and means things like hatred, hostility, enmity, or persecution. You can already tell he's not bringing much positivity, right? He's known as an angel of evil, destruction, and injustice, and he's often called the Prince of Demons. Mastema is mentioned a lot in the Book of Jubilees, a Jewish religious text with 50 chapters that is still used today by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. In this book, he's described as someone who carried out punishments on behalf of God, tempted humans, and tested their faith. Kind of a strange role for an angel, don't you think? In the Hebrew Bible, however, Mastema is seen as the angel of disaster, the father of all evil, and, interestingly, a flatterer of God. There's not much detail about his origins or appearance, but it's said that after falling from grace, he became the ruler of the Nephilim, those giants who were the offspring of angels and humans. From there, Mastema led a massive army of these abominable beings. But then God stepped in and sent the famous flood. That's right. The great deluge was meant to cleanse the earth of these abominations created by the fallen angels. And with that, Mastema and his followers lost much of their power, at least for a while. Mastema is a character full of contradictions and mysteries, and his stories show just how intertwined good and evil can be in surprising ways. Hey there, everyone! Did you see those scary angels? What did you think? Pretty amazing, right? There are good angels, bad angels, and even fallen angels. Each one has an incredible story to tell. If you enjoy this kind of video talking about angel descriptions and how terrifying they can be, stick around. Some, at the top of the hierarchy, have multiple wings, eyes everywhere, and even floating rings. It's like something out of another world. And while they might seem good, their appearance is absolutely chilling. Now, the ones we saw today, they're scary, and don't even try to hide that they're not on the good side. Got everything from the video? Then leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with your thoughts. See you in the next video, everyone. Thanks.